Okay, guys, this is Polite Talk Podcast, episode 40. And I have finally played the best Pokemon game of all time. Pokemmo. And it's not from Nintendo or Game Freak, dude. But this is the best Pokemon game ever, dude. Let me tell you. Alright? Listen, I have been a Pokemon fan since I was yay tall, bro. Alright? I'm basically referring to as tall as a freaking... Listen, since I was 5, okay? I was born in 1992. I'm 30 years old now, okay? And I still remember the first time I watched Pokemon on TV. I heard about Pokemon. I still remember how much of a phenomenon it was. See, I was born in New York, right? I now live in a different state. And when I was a kid in New York, Pokemon was everything. I mean, there was things that would come out that kind of competed with Pokemon's attention a little bit, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Eventually, especially with the cards, and, you know, Digimon and Beyblade and this and that, you know, but Pokemon was always the king, okay? It was always the best. And when I was a kid, I still remember. I first watched the first episode. I watched the Pokemon. I don't remember exactly the first episode, but my buddy, my next door neighbor, which was my best friend at the time, calls me up and he's like, "Brian, Channel 11 right now." And I was like, "Okay, dude." And right when I turned to Channel 11, dude, what do I hear? "I want to be the very best that no one ever was." Boom, 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 boom. And my little heart, dude, my little eyes, my brain, everything just blew up with love and admiration and just pure, just love of the series right off the bat. And then obviously everything that came after that was I wanted cards, I wanted the games, I got the, you know, action figures and little, you know, little toys, and I got freaking plushies, and I had the merchandise, and I was the biggest Pokemon fan. And I played literally every single game that ever came out. And it wasn't until recently, I think about Gen almost 6 is when I started kind of like my enthusiasm for Pokemon kind of fell. Actually, honestly, it started at Gen 4. Gen 4 is when my Pokemon enthusiasm kind of dropped off a little bit. Mostly because I started realizing that, first of all, you can't catch them all anymore. You can't catch them all anymore. Impossible. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't do it. You needed multiple games. You needed multiple ways of, you know, of figuring out how to just do things. And it just got more complicated every time. I mean, that's why Pokemon literally dropped that slogan like around that time. I don't know if it was Gen 3 or 4, but they dropped "Gotta catch 'em all," which was the slogan when I was a kid. Gotta catch 'em all. And anyways, my enthusiasm kind of died down. And then Gen 6, I was curious about it and I liked it. I actually very much enjoyed it. And the remakes, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, were great. But my enthusiasm for the series slowly kept dropping more and more and more. Sun and Moon came out, and then Ultra Sun and Moon came out, and I was like, what the hell is this? Why is this happening? And then freaking Sword and Shield was a disaster for me personally. I almost didn't even buy them. The remakes for Diamond and Pearl were okay. Arceus was a step in the right direction, but it still needed many improvements. But yeah, and now fast forward to, today I'm recording it on July, I think it's July 14th today, the day of recording. And, in November, the new Generation 9 comes out. And honestly, it looks pretty promising. I will say, out of all the recent, the last several years, this game actually has, excited me for it to come out. Finally, I'm like finally actually excited for a new Pokemon game. But guys, I stumbled across something I didn't expect to find, and that is Pokemmo. So I heard about Pokemmo several years ago. And I remember I was very interested in it several years ago. And I was like, yo, this sounds awesome. But I didn't have a laptop. Phones kind of sucked at that time. I don't even know if it was available on the Android at that time. Basically, it was hard for me to play. And I remember trying somehow, and I just didn't have any luck because basically trying to play the game is pretty damn hard. Even the official website doesn't tell you exactly how to do it because technically it's illegal. You know what I mean? Like they shouldn't be telling you because you shouldn't be doing it in a way, You could do it in a legal way, which is by extracting the files from the actual physical cartridges of the games. But you would need literally every single game to play Pokemmo. You would need, first of all, you need black and white, or black or white, sorry. Then if you want to play Kanto, you need fire red or leaf green. Then you would need freaking emerald, and then you would need platinum, and hopefully soon heart gold or soul silver. But basically, no one actually does it that way, let's be honest. So anyways, fast forward to, today, recently, I finally have a gaming laptop. I have a good phone. Basically, I play on my laptop and my phone, depending on where I'm at or how, what's more convenient for me at the time. And I freaking love it, dude. Now, I should totally mention, and I know this is probably going to just totally make me unlegit as hell, but I have probably played only about 10 hours of the game so far, and I'm in the Kanto region. Now, I know that's literally nothing compared to a lot of the freaking people I watch on YouTube, like Petrowski and all these other guys that review the game or play it or whatever, that put thousands of hours into it. I'm not even considered a pupil compared to these people. I'm like the fetus of a pupil. You know what I mean? Like nothing. But I feel like I have at least watched enough videos and played enough to understand all the changes that are in this mod of the game, and how much significantly better it is than the normal games. And I mean, right now, just barely, the 10th anniversary of Pokemmo just ended, the event. And they had cakes in a lot of the towns and cities and blah blah blah. And they had a lot of I battled like Koga in Viridian City. I battled a couple different, I think I battled Bruno in Cerulean City. So it's part of the event. There's alpha Pokemon now in the game, which is dope. But this game has received consistent upgrades for the last 10 years. I mean, these developers, these mods, these people that are doing this hats off to them. Literally, I would take my hat off literally, but I have my headphones over them, so sorry. But these guys have put in so much damn work and blood and sweat and freaking tears, I'm sure, to like freaking make this grow. And they have been very successful at, making this an experience that many people very much enjoy and keep coming back to. I absolutely love a lot of the changes they've made, even from simple moves like, for example, Vine Whip. Vine Whip is usually, I'm pretty sure it's like an attack that does about 35 damage in the actual games, but here it does 45. So they've increased a couple moves. They've made them more powerful, more relevant. They've changed the way kind of moves worked as well. They have an awesome MMO aspect to it where like you can basically buy clothing. You can customize your character, which is huge. Pokemon follow you around in whatever region you're in. Some of them you need to like download specific mods to be able to do that, but the game is leagues better than the official actual games. They're so much better. Another cool thing is you can re-battle trainers after 6 hours, gym leaders after a certain amount of time. The difficulty is much more like difficult. Like I have never had to go to the Poke Center so many freaking times. The Pokemon Center I have visited more in this game than I do in a normal game, dude. Like I have gone to the Pokemon Center so many damn times. Excuse me, I just took a nice chug of water. It's very hot in my garage, and I'm sweating. There's a lot of awesome life improvements, like freaking, for example, I have a Kadabra right now with Teleport. Teleport takes me straight to the front desk of the Pokemon Center. It's beautiful. I love it. It's kind of like a little time-saving experience that just helps you, do things a little bit quicker, which is fantastic. I absolutely love it. And there's so many more things that either I am forgetting off the top of my head or I haven't experienced yet. For example, I know the Global Trade Center or whatever, the GTL, the GTC, whatever it's called, is phenomenal. I know you can buy and sell Pokemon and items and everything that you could or need, like accessories and things like that. There's different currencies you can use, obviously battle points and actual Pokecoins from the actual games that, that's a thing, but there's also like actual money you could put into the game to buy stuff. I haven't experienced any of that yet because again, I haven't spent much time in the game, like as much as I would want to. And really, I probably haven't spent enough. I definitely haven't spent enough time in the game to officially be able to talk about it in a way where like I sound somewhat legit on the topic. But coming from a very heavy, actual Pokemon, fanatic for 30 years, 25 years, I have already seen glaring improvements to this game that should definitely be in the normal game. I mean, the whole aspect of like communicating with other players I haven't done yet necessarily, but I love just the fact that I can see a whole bunch of players in the wild with me at the same time. It's cool. It's like I'm not interacting with them at all, but it just feels cool, It just feels like, wow, there's so much people playing this game. Like there's people out there playing all the time. And right now we're like and seeing their Pokemon and how, different Pokemons from different regions, it's cool, man. It's really freaking cool. It's an awesome like mod and just version of like the games. And I'm so glad it exists. I don't know how it still exists because we know Nintendo specifically is insanely anal about their freaking IPs and their freaking games and everything. And I have read numerous articles of many freaking Pokemon knockoff games that are basically just copying Pokemon, like legitimately with their monsters, that have been like shut down by Nintendo because they were suing these people that were making these mods or games or whatever, uh, for copying their IP. You know what I mean? And so it's very surprising this game is still alive and kicking, sort of thing. But I'm so glad it is. And honestly, it's a game I can see myself playing forever, because the thing is, I have always had I have a very strong nostalgia. I'm somebody that has played. I don't get too much into like hype, in the sense of like, oh, there's a new game coming out, everyone's talking about, let's play it. You know, like for example, the best example is probably Elden Ring. Elden Ring came out, this year in like February, January, something like that, and it literally exploded the gaming community. I mean, everyone was talking about it, everyone was playing it. Obviously, recently it's kind of died down a little bit in terms of like how much people are talking about it. But that game was crazy freaking popular for several months. And I still haven't played it. I really want to. I very much want to play it, but I just still haven't. I haven't been able to. And I just been, involving my time with other things. You know what I mean? And that's okay. Like, I don't mind. I don't mind that I still have to wait to play Elden Ring someday. I'm going to. I'm going to play it someday. I just don't know when. But that's fine. I don't care. I don't need to play it when everyone else is playing it. You know what I mean? So anyways, my point is, I have always been a gamer with strong nostalgia. I have replayed every single Pokemon game multiple times. Multiple times. I'm talking the original versions, like, Yellow. I've played the remakes multiple times, like Let's Go. I enjoyed Let's Go as well. Platinum and Emerald and Alpha Sapphire and blah 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 blah, like X and Y, Black and just all the games. Heart Gold, Soul Silver. But I also very much enjoy a lot of the spin-off games. Like the Mystery Dungeon games are amazing. Arceus was a great time. I don't think I'll ever replay Arceus. If I ever play it again, it'd probably just be playing the actual, like, where I'm at right now. But yeah, and then even with like other franchises like Fire Emblem, I've played, several of the titles many different times, many different run-throughs, walkthroughs. I've restarted many different times, especially games like Fire Red or Awakening for Fire Emblem or Fates for Fire Emblem, Sacred Stones as well, for Fire Emblem, Dragon Quest. I'm a huge Dragon Quest fan, as you can tell. If you're watching the video version, you can see I have a slime, which is named Goobert, right behind me. I've got Dragon Quest merchandise and, manga, and I even have a Luffy figure from One Piece right below. Pretty dope. And, yeah, I love games, and I replay them all the time. And it's mostly like a nostalgia thing, you know what I mean? And so the point is, what I'm trying to say that I have very much prolonged is that Pokemmo is a game that I can play probably forever. Because, first of all, content is consistently coming out. One of the memes in the community right now is Johto Tomorrow, which is talked about literally every single day. Everyone says the same thing: Johto tomorrow, Johto tomorrow. And it's very likely that Johto is going to come out in the next 6 months to a year, as of I'm recording this. But that just goes to show how much, and supposedly, I mean, I've watched videos on like Petrowski, for example, which is a pretty big name in content creation for Pokemmo, talk about how like certain people have said that they're even gonna, want to make like Black and White 2 in Pokemmo, and also even Gen 6 somehow. I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm down, you know. If they keep pumping out games in Pokemmo in the style of Pokemmo for all the versions of the Pokemon games, I am so down for that. So down. Like right now, like I said, I'm literally only in the Kanto region, but I'm planning on playing every single region kind of in order. Like, I mean, even if Johto comes out tomorrow, literally, I probably wouldn't touch Johto yet for a while because I'm assuming with Johto coming out, it's going to have quite a bit of bugs or not as much, uh, like, I don't know. I'm assuming it needs to be worked on for a while to actually be like extremely enjoyable, if that makes sense. So basically, right now I'm gonna play through Kanto. I'm gonna go to Hoenn after that. I'm gonna go to probably I don't know if I'll go to Platinum. Maybe I'll just go straight to Unova because I have played Platinum somewhat recently, and then I've also played the remakes. I played Brilliant Diamond, and so I don't think I want to go through Gen 4 again. And I get, like I said, Arceus, which is not technically platinum, but you know what I mean. It's in that same region. But yeah, so basically I'm probably gonna go Kanto, Hoenn, and then Unova, and then probably Platinum, and then probably Johto whenever that comes out, which is tomorrow most likely. um, but yeah, and honestly, I'm not gonna play all of what I just said this year. It's probably going to take me years. You know what I mean? Like this is like I said, this is a game I could probably play forever. Like I'll probably play a couple hours a week at least, you know. I don't have too much time to play games at all. I'm a very busy man. And I'm about to have a second kid in next month, and I'm very obsessed with my family. You know, I take care of my wife very much and my sons now. And I play with them. You know, we play dinosaurs with my son and blah blah blah. And I like to be very attentive and play with them. I know that I will be able to play games with my sons, which is great. That'll give me more time to play games. But as of right now, aside from my full-time job, which takes a lot of time away, and my channels that I have, which is obviously my podcast right here, Polite Talk Podcast. I also have a YouTube channel and a Patreon with Dragon Quest related content, which is called Dragon Quest Papi. But on top of that, I also have a business that I run with my wife. So basically, I'm a very busy man. I have a lot going on in my life, and that's why I don't have too much time to play. But one thing I love about Pokemmo is the convenience on how I can play it. Like I said, I can play on my laptop if I'm at home, or if I have some time at night after I'm done editing or recording or whatever it is, or whatever it is I'm doing. And if not, I can play a little bit on my phone wherever I'm at. If I'm at work and I'm on break or lunch, or if I'm around and I have some time while I'm waiting for my car to get fixed or whatever it is. I love the convenience of being able to play basically anywhere. So this is a great game, and I'm excited to continue to just dump a ton of hours into it. I love the graphics. The sprites are gorgeous. My character is just a bald dude with a beard, and that's literally how I look. And I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm excited to continue unlocking more accessories as well, different clothing items, and excited to run through the story, because I would actually like to try and get like good Pokemon this time around, like actually EV train, for example, get good. I don't know if I would do breeding. Eventually I probably will, but I'm going to delve pretty deep into this game. But my plan kind of as of right now for the game itself is probably just kind of focus on finishing the region's storylines first, and then I would actually form a team that I want for like competitive, if I were to do competitive play. But for example, some Pokemon that I for sure want on like my legit team would be like Tyranitar, most likely. Aerodactyl, I love their designs, especially with sprites. And so those are two Pokemon that I very much like a lot that I would like to have on like a legit like EV train, for example, and have like legit like IVs and stuff like that. Um, and I mean, I really like Blastoise. And so I might like breed like a really good Squirtle, maybe, you know? If not, I'll probably try and breed a different starter to have on my team as well. But I would like my team to be like weather based. Like if I do use Tyranitar and Aerodactyl, obviously I want like a Sandstorm, you know, with a Tyranitar with Sandstorm or Sandstream, the ability is. Or maybe even have like two kinds of different teams, you know, maybe one with Rain Dance and another one with Sandstorm. I don't know, but I would kind of like to have a weather-based team. I've always kind of wanted one, you know, a weather-based team. So anyway, I've got a lot of goals for the game, for the games, and so I'm really excited to continue playing and just kind of grinding away at achieving these goals. And so yeah, I love it. I love the whole concept of Pokemon. I love the idea of it. I love the gameplay, the mechanics, the graphics. The Pokédex is actually freaking useful. Now, everything I'm saying in terms of like why Pokemon is awesome and why it's like the differences of it compared to the normal games is all stuff that people that actually review the game talk about. But since I've actually experienced these things, I'm also adding my voice to this, you know, equation because it's true. Like the Pokédex is freaking legit, dude. It's legit. It doesn't just show off what every Pokemon sounds like or the size comparison to you. It like legit shows its freaking move sets, when it evolves, where you can find it, at what time. It's very, very useful information. It's super awesome. I think it even shows like the IVs like that it or the EVs that it gives. Dude, even when you're battling a Pokemon, I noticed if you touch like, well, in the mobile version at least, when you touch the Pokemon or like the name or something, it shows you which EV it gives you. If it's a +1 in speed or a +1 in special defense or whatever it is, it actually shows you that information. The amount of information that this game displays is amazing. It's absolutely fantastic. Excuse me, I just took another sip of water. Anyways, I love this game. And I am so excited to continue playing it. And yeah, I love it. Thank you, PokeMMO. Thank you for, you know, shout out to the freaking mods, the people that work on this game and have been working on this game for years and years and years, and everything you guys do. Like I said, I am barely scratching the surface of how much time I want to dedicate to this game, but I'm so excited to do so. So again, thank you. But yeah, that's basically it for the main segment. Let's talk about what I'm playing / watching. So as of right now, I have not watched, well, I was going to say I have not watched any anime for the last couple weeks, but that's a lie because every single week I watch the new Dragon Quest Dai episode, which come out on Friday nights, which has been amazing because we're getting close to the end. We are, excuse me, I just burped a little bit. I apologize. We are getting close to the freaking end, bro. Are we going to reach episode 100? Some of my followers say yes, but I don't know, man. It feels like we're like at the end almost. Like the main character Dai is literally fighting the main villain now. The legit main villain, Dark King Vern. So yeah, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited to keep freaking watching, but I think we're on episode like 89, I believe, or 90 this next week. Tomorrow? Anyway, we'll see. But we'll see if we hit 100. Who knows? Yeah, but that's a fantastic anime. The manga's great. As you can tell, I have the physical manga as it keeps coming out because the manga's barely just being translated officially. And volume 3 actually just came out, the one I'm pointing at in the video version, right behind me, with Hunkle and Crocodile on the cover. Volume 3 literally just came out July 9th, I believe it was. So just literally several days ago. But yeah, so it's pretty fantastic. Yeah, and then in terms of what I'm playing, obviously I'm playing Pokemmo, like I said. More or less 10 hours as of right now. It could be more, it could be less. And then Breath of the Wild. I'm still playing Breath of the Wild like crazy. I was playing today. The thing I love about Breath of the Wild is that it's like the first game that I have played that my son actually really enjoys watching me play. So I really, really like that. Because obviously, being a huge nerd myself and gamer, I have a Super Mario shirt on right now. Oops. Hopefully I didn't just mess up my audio mic. Being a huge gamer myself, obviously I want my sons to be a huge gamer as well. And we're getting in the right direction, my friends. You know what I mean? We're getting there. And I like that the first game that Timmy officially really, really likes. Well, it's not the first game. I should rephrase that, because the first game Timmy really, really was into was Mario, Super Mario 3D World, and Bowser's Fury. He absolutely enjoyed so much. He's watched those videos and those, like I played Bowser's Fury. Well, I tried playing Super Mario 3D World and he was interested but not that interested. But then when I played Bowser's Fury, he was like hooked. He was addicted to it. He watched me play the whole freaking game. I mean, it's not so long, but I literally 100%ed it while he watched me do it. And it was awesome. I loved it. My gamer heart was just full of joy and was just crying inside. But after that, Breath of the Wild is the one that he's really caught on to. And so, again, I'm really loving the path we're going down because there is so many more games that he's going to fall in love with. I just know. But anyways, so basically, I think that's literally it. Breath of the Wild, Pokemmo, in terms of gaming. And then Dragon Quest I anime and manga. And that's basically it, dude. I have been really busy. Crazy busy. And so I haven't had much time to do stuff. But when I do one of those 3 things. So anyway, yeah. I think that's basically it for what I got to say for this episode. Episode 40 of Polite Talk Podcast. So that's it. I'm not going to say anything else. But I would like to ask you, if you are watching on YouTube, if you could please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel for more, and ring that notification bell. And if you're on listening to me on whatever podcast service you're listening to me on, thank you. I hope you also subscribe and follow. And that's basically it. So this is Poppy. This is Polite Talk Podcast, and we will see you guys next time. Peace!